Peace, folks. This is X from TPOT Media. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. You know what time it is. Hit that damn like button as you make your way in the door. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. It's the Grown Man Hour with your host, my man, Bernard Riley.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mumia Obsidian Ali. You know who I am. I need no introduction, right? And you're listening to the Grown Man Hour with my man Bernard Riley, heard weekdays right here on YouTube. What do you think about that? How about that? Now let's get back on with the show. Thank you.
All right. Let's get ready to go. Let's get it. Hopefully everybody can hear me just fine. It certainly looks as if y'all could hear me, because I can see the circle pulsating as I get back comfortable in what is going on. We are back. We are in the building. And of course, I don't got my charger down here. All right. Operating on a tablet with limited life. No big deal. Shout out to the early bird squad, those that make it in bright and early before we even get things started, to drop a like or comment before we even get things going. Speaking of that, let me quit playing and hit the like button myself. But shout out to everybody that made it in bright and early. Mr. Shane Vicious in the building says, give back. You can't give back if you never received to begin with. We're going to get into that. This conversation is stemmed from really a Kevin Samuels title or show. I saw him do it on Instagram last night. I was falling asleep on it, but it was a very interesting concept when he was throwing it out there, that what are modern women, and when Kevin Samuels says modern women, he really means black women, but being algorithm YouTube friendly. So when he says, what are modern women expected to give back to the community? What are modern women expected to give back? We know what he's talking about there. And it's an interesting concept. It is an interesting concept because we always talk about it. I'm just now making it. All right, 52 people in the building, 23 on the likes now that I finally hit the like button. We always talk about people giving back to the community. What you going to give back to the community? Oh, you made it a success. You got to give back. I never thought about it that we only ask men to do that. And it kind of makes sense. I mean, I kind of get it, but either way, that's the concept that, that you become successful, you got to give back. But Mr. Shane Vicious is in the building, says you can't give back if you never received to begin with. That's like refunding money for a sale that never even took place. But if you were from the community and you grew up out of there, the community made you whatever you became when you went elsewhere. So you got to give back. You got to give back to the community. Those are the rules. That's how it works for men. But what are women expected to give back? Are they expected to give back in the same way that men are expected to give back? Or are they expected to give back in a different way? And that was an interesting concept. And I hope Kevin Samuels bangs that drum or really hammers that one home. That will be an interesting way to steer the conversation, because I'm not gonna lie, I was falling asleep on a lot of it because I didn't start watching it until after midnight. I was prepping for the debate that I'm going to have between me and SKC tonight on Brother Xavier's show on the Prophet of Thought series. I was prepping, getting a few things organized. Just, you got to have your opening speech ready. So I was getting my opening speech ready to go. I was getting my opening speech and everything ready to go. And I was doing that up until about midnight. And actually probably later than that. Then after that, I went and listened to Kevin Samuels. I think he was already off the air when I started listening to him on Instagram. And it was no doubt an interesting conversation where it was basically going along the lines of, hey, if you're not getting on board and with the man within the community and having some kids and raising some kids and doing all of that under the leadership of a man, then what are you essentially doing for the community? If you're on some single I am woman, hear me roar stuff, then it seems like, yeah, then you should be giving back. I think that's the area or the way or the direction that he was more or less going there. If you're going to act and conduct yourself like a man, you should be have the same burden, expected to give back like a man. But if you are a woman, then you should be expected to do what women are expected to do as far as a community. Now, I have my own personal thoughts on the whole concept of giving back to the community. I think it's a faulty concept. I'm going to get into that. Kenny Conjo in the building says, Tuesday greetings, Bernard, Riley, and everyone. Have a productive day. Logan JJ, give back what? Gunshots and affordable housing / Section 8 and lace front Brazilian weaves. Come on, son. Right on. JR, he said it's about the community for the children. Do it for the culture. And Apple Girl in the building says, good morning. Saludim El Rahim just said, did y'all catch BGS latest video? They don't want to. I saw half of it. It wasn't bad. And JR, who's not black, and you ain't black because you don't know who BGS Itmore is. Just lurking around in the black sector. No, just playing. You good. Pull up a chair. In the back. Way in the back. Shout out to JR. Mr. Shane Bitches says, yes, he stated what many of us have already knew. Saladin El Rahim. Give back why? All my life I had to fight. Give you these hands. I'm not saying give back, because I don't even view the whole concept of giving back the way that people talk about giving back. I believe giving back the way other races give back. They could talk about business and community and collective building. I mean, black people are the only one that talk about as a collective. We don't even want to talk about that. We the ones that don't get it right, but we talk about it the most. Those people that they don't talk like that, they don't think like that, because they're industrious, smart, intelligent, crafty people. Just start businesses to make money. They happen to employ some people and create some jobs, great, but they create those jobs to make their own money. That's what giving back really is. Figuring out a way to make money off your people. That's what they doing. That's what everybody else doing. That's what they're doing in black communities. I like where you going with that Death Racer. He said, "Give back my setting up your kids for success. Anything else is just people begging." Right on. Right on. Got to set your kids up for success. Got to set them up for success. I'm definitely doing that to the best of my ability. And that's definitely what we need to be doing. But we understand the concept of a man giving back and what men ultimately have to give back. Make sure y'all hit that like button. We got 108 people in here. The audience gradually filing on in. One person already hit the thumbs down, hater. But we got 45 people on the likes. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Hood Conservative in the building. He says other groups don't have collectives, don't they? I've been saying that for a minute. They start families. Successful families attract followers and build strength. Like the Waltons, i.e., built Walmart. Yes. You're still in my. That's my line. That's my line. I always go back to that one. Cutthroat businessman created possibly millions of jobs. Being cutthroat. Look him up. Cutthroat. Didn't care about no damn community. He was trying to get rich. He didn't care who he put out of business. Nobody has destroyed more small businesses than Sam Walton, the owner of Sam's Club and Walmart. There's been they made documentaries on him, man. He's a small business killer, kamikaze, murderer of small businesses. He put a super Walmart in your town. All the local stuff, the local person that sells whatever is going out of business. Like when I saw that they had a hardware section in Walmart, they selling car batteries and that, like he don't want nobody getting money but him. You open up a business, you sell toenail clippers and I'm trying not to cuss. And paper clips. Man, you can open up a Paper Clips R Us. Sam Walton gonna try to put you out of business. He gonna sell his paper clips for 5 cents cheaper. God, he ain't playing. I would argue, Hood Server. Look, I would make a case that Sam Walton, the owner of Sam's Clubs and Walmart, probably destroyed more small businesses than COVID. I would argue that. I don't got no facts, data, stats in front of me, but I would definitely argue that he probably destroyed more over a course of time, because COVID been at it for a year and a half now or so. But over the course of what, 30, 40 years, however long, yeah, I would say Walmart probably killed more small businesses than the Rona. Probably more than the Rona, he said. A goblet / coffee cup. Where in the blue hell you found that? At a local store around here. Local small businesses. I don't even think they're gonna stay in. I don't think they're gonna stay in business. They're in the mall. Every time I walk by, I don't see a lot of business going on there, but they sell a lot of cool Dungeons and Dragons type stuff. Stormbreaker, Mjolnir, a bunch of stuff from World of Warcraft that I don't recognize, a bunch of Harry Potter paraphernalia, anything in the realm of nerddom, helmets from, they think they got Iron Man's original helmet in there for sale, all kind of stuff like that. The Stormbreaker they got in there looked cool. I thought about buying that, but I don't want to copy Angry Man too much. But I thought about buying the Stormbreaker. They even got Thanos' sword in there, that little double-headed sword that Thanos got. They got everything in there. So, well, not everything, but they got enough in there to where it's interesting. It's definitely an interesting store. I like to just walk through there and look around. A true nerd will walk through there and recognize everything. Some of the stuff I don't even recognize. I gotta ask, dang, what show is that connected to? They got some of Thor, like the helmet Thor wore in Ragnarok when he was fighting Hawk. They got stuff like that in there. They got that helmet in there. So it's all kind of cool stuff in there. All kind of cool stuff in there. If you're a true nerd and into all of that stuff, you definitely, be in a little playground. But I like to go in there and buy the oh shit. Knocking stuff over. I like to go in there and buy the little cups and stuff. I do like the cups. They got cool cups and goblets and whatnot. And like true to form, I spill something every day. But yeah, listen, the whole concept of giving back to the community is flawed. But I do like how Kevin Samuels is examining what does that mean for a woman. There's a number of factors there. And, he steers a lot of conversations in this space. And I kind of hope that he drives that one home. What are women expected to give back? And he steered it in the direction of them, getting on board with a black man and raising a family. That's what women are ultimately expected to give back. And then it can get into a whole conversation. I was falling asleep, but I think the whole concept of building a community and all of that is going to come up or whatever. The whole concept of black men need to build a community so women can be feminine in that community, in the whole thing. I think that concept is floating out there. Alike Cooper says marriage and kids. Correct. We got an agreement. Says Darth, who would Walmart hire as the bargain bin? KS, Steve Harvey, Kevin Hart. I have no idea. No idea what you're talking about there. 156 people in the building, 63 on the likes. 63 on the likes. Appreciate everybody for coming on in. I did a little research leading up to this. I got to do more research on it because this was kind of impromptu. Like I said, I was studying for the my debate against SKC tonight. Studying, preparing, getting together what I'm gonna be doing a presentation with bells and whistles and all of that. But I was getting all that together last night. So when it came to this, I came with the idea right before I went to bed of this concept of women giving back. Why do you say SKC with the LOL? I mean, SKC with a question mark. Why SKC with a question mark? You know who Supreme King Coon is. You know who Supreme King Coon is. Mr. Shane Vitch is in the building with the first super chat. Appreciate that. Appreciate you. He said, I wasn't in the community until I was 12. My dad was in the USAF for most of my early childhood. I owe them more than the community. All right. Supreme King versus Goblet Riley. Debate about what? The debate is macroevolution science. Is macroevolution science. He is taking the position that it isn't. I am taking the position that it is. We will be having basically an evolution debate on the Prophet of Thought series. And debates like that, you kind of got to prepare for. I almost didn't go on the air today. I was going to spend the whole day today just prepping and getting ready to go for that one. I was going to spend the whole day doing that, but I didn't want to take 2 days off in a row. So I decided I'll come on and riff just a little bit, probably open it up a little early and chop it up a little bit and get up out of here. Hood Conservative says, you guys debating Darwin. Well, we're debating whether or not macroevolution is science. There's a distinction between microevolution, the small changes within a species, and macroevolutions are talking about changes outside of a species. And he does not believe that that happens. He believes that is university propaganda. Well, let me not state his position because we are having a debate, so I don't want to state his position before the debate. But definitely go to the Prophet of Thought series and check that out. I'll periodically, and hey, moderators, why don't you guys periodically drop the link to the Prophet of Thought, Brother X. Drop the link to his channel periodically for those who don't know where to find it, so they can go and subscribe. I'm going to do that right now. There's the link right there. Be dropping a link to Brother Xavier's channel. Moderators, copy and paste that. Drop the link. Drop the link so they know where to find it, so they know where to go tonight. I'm taking it's a few people in here who are unaware of that. But like I was saying, I cringe every time we as black people start talking about giving back to the community. If you ain't talk, shout out to Ramil, because Ramil be sitting there saying, yeah, I'm going to gentrify y'all ass. He go ahead and say it exactly like what it really is. That's what it comes down to. It comes down to this being cutthroat, seeing this fertile land. Don't focus too much on the word fertile, but seeing that fertile ground that nobody's taking proper advantage of, and saying, I can take advantage of that. I can use that to make me some money. I can buy up some property. I can rent out some houses. And if you can start a business, yes, you can start a business. If that business grow, you can hire some people. But it's about the intelligent and the talented of us creating money off of that, off of the community, off of the people in the community. That's how other communities grow. The smart people figure out a way to make money off of the people. That it's no other way around that. Those communities aren't growing because somebody is saying, "Oh, I'm going to give to the children initiative of the children of so and so." No. They say, "I'm about to build this business because this business can make me some money. I have to hire some people because I can't do all of this stuff by myself because the business has grown to the point where I got to hire some people. I've made more money off this business. Look at this area right here. This property is for sale. I'm about to buy this property over here. Okay. I'm going to fix this property up. I'm going to raise the value of this property. I'm going to move people in here. I'm going to charge people rent to live here." It's about the people who got the skill, the talent, the wit, the insight, the know-how, creating business and creating jobs. You throwing a stone into the Pacific Ocean with the, let me mentor the children and take them on a field trip. Shout out to the saints that do that, the wonderful people that do that. Shout out to them. I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking the people that's, packing up to get George Macon. Shout out to him. I saw something O'Shea did where O'Shea showed what he was doing with the cheering, and that's great. That's great. I'm not knocking that. But a lot of time that giving back to the community, that community building, I got to shout out Game Changer on this. It ends up doing a lot of stuff just to give medicine or put a Band-Aid or make people feel comfortable, in the state of single motherness. That's what a lot of that giving back is. It's like, okay, it's a lot of effery didn't happen. It's a lot of single motherhood. It's a lot of families that ain't together. It's a lot of kids being raised by women. Let me give back by doing something to just make them more comfortable in that crappy state. I'm not knocking people making their attempt at doing what they're doing because they're doing something. And here I am as somebody who have started a business with, grandiose ideas of employing a lot of people. Cause yeah, I do want to make a lot of money off of it. But yeah, the nice unintended or intended consequence of it is, yeah, you do get to hire some people of your same skin tone and have a, have a business in the community. I want to do that. Now I'm hesitant to criticize because I haven't exactly mastered that either. I haven't got beyond the point of being a solo entrepreneur. I haven't got past that point. I haven't got past that point yet of of being a solopreneur. I haven't got past that point. So I want to get past that point. I want to get to the point to where I can hire some people. And I do think that that's giving back when you're creating jobs, but you're also creating money, you're creating wealth for yourself. And the industrious among us need to have that mindset. If they don't got that mindset and they're just thinking, oh, I'm going to go work for some white corporation and make $100,000, I'm gonna make them millions of dollars while getting paid $100,000. And by giving back, donate a few dollars to this cause here and take some kids on a field trip. It's like, that's not how other people do it. That's not how other people do it. But I'm not sitting here saying I have all the answers either. Because like I said, I'm good enough to where, yeah, I can do my solopreneur thing and make some money for myself and have a fairly comfortable life doing the solopreneur thing. So C says solo entrepreneur. Yeah. Yeah, you say you like that one. You like that one, yeah. Bernard starting a plantation. We proud of you. Actually, no, I don't. No, I don't. But there's definitely advantages to doing that. I didn't overthink it in terms of, well, I won't say overthink it. I didn't do that because only thing I was thinking about is I'm about to prove. Only thing I was thinking about is proof of concept. Let me execute this. Let me do this. Let me make money doing this. That's all I was thinking about. Black people go and get LLCs and all kind of stuff, and they ain't made 2 nickels from the business yet. Now there are advantages to having that, but all I was thinking about, profit. Can I turn a profit? Can I make some money? That's all I was thinking. But now, LLC and all the advantages of doing that. Yeah, that is a reason. There are definitely reasons to do that. And I got to get into that, but I just wasn't, see everybody like, what? No LLC? Yeah, don't judge. Don't judge. I've had LLCs before. I've had LLCs in businesses that didn't even turn a profit. So I was just like, the hell with an LLC. Let me make some money. That's more of that. I mean, okay, I don't want to sound like I'm knocking an LLC, but it turns into a I don't even want to get too deep in there. Mr. James Bridges, he said, if it's really about the kids, why not adopt or foster kids? Why is giving back always about kids and their single moms? It's about that. It's about that black. Ooh. It's about that black biatch. Obsidian says, Bernard Riley, good man, you did the right thing. Tested out your business idea. See if you can get proof of concept first. Now that you've done the leg work, you can get all the paperwork, etc. Yeah. That's what I was thinking about. That's exactly what I was thinking. He said LLC Twitter. Yeah, trust me. I know so many people that got LLCs on businesses that never made a dime. I know that for a fact. Like, that's how a lot of people roll. That's how a lot of people get. They got the LLC just because it looks important. It sounds good. It sounds good to have that LLC. I thought about it, and I was like, nope. Let me just show proof of concept. Let me get her, Bernard. I don't know what you're talking about. Paul G says, universe's most burning question is macro evolution science. Bernard Riley versus SKC. Make sure y'all go and check that out. Make sure you go and check that out tonight. I don't know how long I'm going to be on. I'll put the link in the chat. We can chop it up a little bit, but then I got to go get everything ready to go for the debate. Cichlid in the building. He says, you're a mark, RBR. I'm a slip and fall and own that YouTube studio you got. Yep, somebody was telling me I need to get a YouTube with it's LLC for the YouTube. I don't have LLC. I don't. The link is in the chat. Anybody want to come up? The subject and concept of what are women expected to give back to the community. We can chop it up about that. Bernard Riley returned Draymond Green's trophy. LOL. Nah, you can't have it. You can't have it. Some of y'all don't know me and him are from the same hometown, me and Draymond Green. And people say I look like him, so it's kind of funny. That's why it's a little extra funny when you tell me to return Draymond Green's Larry O'Brien trophy. I haven't even been playing the sick lid. Appreciate you. And E. Capone in the building. Oh, yeah, I gave you a wrench the other day. Shout out to E. Capone. Always coming through. Says, get a Super Bowl trophy as the other book. I'm sure you could buy the Vince Lombardi trophy. I almost forgot what to call it. I'm sure you can buy one of those online too. But y'all are right though. That whole give back to the community is all about the kids. All about giving back to the children. Giving back to the children. And Mr. Shane Vicious is on to something. He said, if you really cared about giving back to the children, you would adopt or be a foster parent or something of the sort. It's about that woman. And I love the way Game Changer worded that when he said, they want you to do stuff in the community to ultimately to help them be more comfortable in their single motherhood so they can engage in the same exact behavior that they were previously engaging in. And quite often, the men who they were engaging in those behaviors with are not the ones that are necessarily in position to give back. Like they're asking others to give back. But on its face, I got no problem with men giving back. I just think that the Black community, we just have a faulty concept of it. It's about business. It's about creating jobs. TPOT debate tonight featuring Bernard Riley versus SKC 8:30. Oh, hold on. I got 9:30 p.m. I know they ain't changed the start time. Hold up. No, I got 9:30 p.m. You're probably in a different time zone. EST is 9:30 p.m. EST is 9:30 p.m. Careful now, Bernard. The legendary Wigfoot might make an entire stream about how you stole her talking points. Ha! I don't know what I stole, what I allegedly could be accused of stealing from her. Obsidian says I have a perfect solution to this problem. Well, come on down. The link is in the chat. Come on down. The concept in and of itself, on its face, that when talking about women, I think I suspect Obsidian is going to talk about from the female angle, like what women are expected to give back to the community. From that perspective, yeah, I think they're not expected to build businesses in the community. Whatever, you know, I agree that is men's job. Women are expected to get on board with a man, pop out some babies, and ultimately, yes, my chauvinism, I say, follow the leadership of a man, bow down, submit to a man. That's what you're expected to do. And pop out some babies and be a good mother to the children. And don't cause the man hell. Don't do that. Now, the counter argument is, well, until black men build those businesses, we can't come in and get on board and act like we got some damn sense in an interpersonal relationship, because we don't see a fully functional black community fully intact with the Wakanda Land theme park. So until we see a Wakanda Land theme park in the black community, they can't get on board and act right with the man that they qualify for. They can't do it. And Ang A says, I submit with a plan. What type of plan are you talking about? I saw my mom get on board and submit to a construction worker. His plan was to go to work and just work his ass off and make money and pay bills and put a little bit in the bank and get from 1 month to the next. And they just, gradually paid a house off, paid off a few things, and he gradually moved up and got a cozy safety job where he's just making a lot of money, and she was able to quit working early and well, not early. I mean, she was kind of old when she was still working. I think she worked about she was in her 50s when she stopped working. Probably early 50s when she stopped working. But yeah, she had to work. His 60K and her 35K, she had to work, but once he got to the point where he probably was making close to 100K, and she sat down somewhere. That's life. Oh, okay, good answer. Good answer. That's normally a gaslighting statement when they say that. I'll submit if it's a plan. That's normally a gaslighting statement. Because he asked them, what do they mean by a plan? The plan is more grandiose than what any other. Find me an average white woman married to just a white guy with a job. I guarantee his plan ain't nowhere near as elaborate as the plan they say I would. I'll submit to a plan, but she just said plan for their family, and goals. Where are those goals? How grandiose do the goals gotta be? That's why you still see. Now that I look at that goals, I didn't read into that goals. That goals could very well mean some nonsense. It could, because when they say that, if I'll submit if there's a plan with some goals, then those goals are he gotta build a spaceship with time travel. No. That's why I think that a lot of this conversation can turn into just gaslighting men. You're a regular woman, you qualify for a regular man with a job. If you got a business on the side and that business happens to grow and to make a lot of money, because I've been there, I've worked that regular job, I've made that 50K doing some regular work. I'm making decent money now working for myself. So sometimes, yeah, a guy can grow from one spot to another, but I mean, it's always a question. Yep. Goalpost relocation engineers. That's why you put that goals on there. Yeah. It's some potential nonsense in there. He says you're either submissive or you're not. It ain't up for discussion or negotiation. Which is a weird thing because it's sort of like when they're talking about they'll be submissive if a man has proper goals and blah 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 this or that or blah blah blah. Well, are you telling me that you get engaged in full-blown relationships with men that you're not compliant or submissive or on board with, and then why you on board with them? Why you doing anything with them? So it's almost like you're saying you're gonna. Holy shit. Nobody is saying so you should submit to anyone, but I think if you're in a relationship with somebody, you should be submitted to that person. If you don't think that person is worth submitting to, you shouldn't be in a relationship with him. Because if you're in a relationship with him and you're not submitting to him, that just increases the probability that it's going to be just a bunch of back and forth, combative, contentious, unnecessary arguments. Is going to ultimately, potentially, be a dysfunctional relationship, unless you are just two people that just like to talk and hash things out without it getting stupid. But those are whole other issues. But just when it comes to the femininity and submission, I do believe you either are or you're not. I've been getting relationships with men who are decent, solid men, and they still conduct themselves in a way that's not conducive for a healthy, functioning, flourishing relationship. I remember the first time I saw a conversation online about this, Sonetter brought up that very point, and Cynthia G was on the panel, and he said, what about when a black man is doing everything he's supposed to do? He's paying the bills, taking care of the kids, taking care of the family, doing everything just right, and he still can't get submission. And the women on the panel blew a gasket and came up with every reason not to submit. And Cynthia G was on there, threw the gauntlet down and said, white supremacy, you don't deserve it. You're under another man's, you submit to another man. And so that's why I say it's gaslighting. That's why I say it's a bunch of gaslighting nonsense. And that's why I say you need to build a full functional community with Wakanda Land theme park intact before you submit. And I just think that's just some bullshit. It's a bullshit gaslighting. Are you not? I'm with the woman, and she's just happens to be a very soft, feminine black woman, and she doesn't require a Wakanda Land theme park outside in order for her to act in a way that's conducive to a healthy, functioning, flourishing relationship. So that's why the I submit if A, B, and C, blah, 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 just sounds like nonsense. So really what you should be saying, because right there, if you're saying, of course, if I'm in a relationship, I'll submit. Okay, so what you really should be saying, you shouldn't have been saying, I'll submit if there's a plan. You should be saying, I'll engage in a relationship if there's a plan. If submitting is really the default once you engage in a relationship. But seeing as you didn't put it as the default, that shows that it's not the default that you enter a relationship looking to be a little combative, looking to jock for a position, looking to fight for the lead role. That's what that sounds like. But if I see the relationship isn't going anywhere, why stay? Now you're saying the right thing after we've talked you down to a position that makes sense. He said, of course. She says, of course, if I'm in a relationship, I'll submit. But if I see the relationship isn't going anywhere, why stay? I still need to use my mind. Absolutely. I think if you're in a relationship, you should get in a relationship with a man who you deem worthy of being in a relationship with. If you deem even worthy of being in a relationship with, you should submit to him. In the event that he conduct himself in a way that's not worthy of being in a relationship / submitting, because that should be the same thing, then you leave. Fair enough. That actually makes sense. But your initial statement was part of that same gaslighting circle jerk. Well, not circle jerk. That same gaslighting BS. But anyway, that being handled, wrap that part up real fast. Mumia Obsidian is in the building. Wait, hold on. Before I go to Obsidian, Silent is requesting 30 seconds. I normally don't see you comment in the back chat until after you're already gone, but you got it. I caught it this time, Silent. So go ahead.
Hey, what's going on, my brother?
What's up? What's up?
Hey, Upcity. What's good, man? I like fucking with this nigga, man. He's like one of the only niggas I really enjoy fighting with, bro. Real talk.
Have y'all been recently fighting or something?
No, we had a nice fight in the fucking chat like a week or two ago, man. We was going at it pretty good. It was good.
Okay, all right. Hopefully I didn't. Okay, y'all good now then. Okay,
I thought you saw it. I thought you deliberately didn't.
You know what?
And I was like,
I remember now.
Letting the fucking fight. God damn it.
I remember that. I do remember seeing that now. And but I didn't. I was doing the show. I couldn't really read it. I just thought it.
You had a stranger trying to get in it talking shit, and I'm like, dude, I'm not talking to you. Like, I don't know you like that, bro. You ain't earned the right to fucking go back and forth with me. And then you cut him off for me. I was like, my nigga.
Oh yeah. I remember. But go ahead. What you got though? What you got?
So just wanted to say that I'm proud of you, brothers, man. Like, you guys, like when you notice in the nigga dancing, right? So, no, man, that's what I meant by the nigga dancing a long time ago. All these rocket ship to the moons, man. And now you guys have figured out that all it is just gaslighting. That's why I came up with nigga dancing. All of it is to keep your eye off the ball so you don't notice her deficiencies. This is all this has been about. And I'm proud that we finally reached a point where we said, fuck your submission. You either do or you don't. If you don't, get the fuck out. All of this, well, why would I submit? You do or don't. All of this explaining and asking for, you either do or you don't. That is the point where we need to be, fellas. All of this explaining and regurgitating, all they want is that attention. They want you to fight. They want you to beg and ask and answer all of these questions and go back and forth. Because at the end of the day, when they're doing all of that, guess what they're not doing? Shout out the Game Changer. They're not making you a sandwich. So all of this time wasting shit that you're doing, I'm so glad that the brothers have finally, I knew it was coming. It's the summer, baby. It's it. They're knocking on your doors now, and you brothers are doing exactly what I hoped you would. And I'm so fucking proud of the Manosphere. Welcome to my world now, fellas. That's what's up. That's all I had, man.
Right on. Thanks for coming on through, Keith. Appreciate you. Ooh, excuse me. That was louder than what I wanted it to be. But Obsidian, are you with us?
Yeah. What's going on, man?
What is going on?
Yeah, just heard Keith kind of doing a victory lap there. Yeah. So yeah, this all right, so a quick digression. See, my thinking is this. I have a counterintuitive take on the lady from Seattle. I think it's wonderful. I think it's wonderful. I think it's great.
What's wonderful?
I think it's wonderful what she's doing these days. I think it's great. I think it's good that she and other actors on the black female side have made it known and clear that nothing we do will ever be good enough. I think that's great. So we now know who's who. See, what I want to do at this point, this is the spring of 2021. We're in the second year of the Rona. Look, we've said everything that needs to be said insofar as this is concerned. What we need to do is identify the sisters that don't want to cooperate no matter what. And by the way, Black Gnostic Speaks, BGS Ibmore, he did a video, I believe it was last night. I saw it this morning. He did a video last night, I believe, that really encapsulates this. I think the name of the video is They Don't Want Us, or words to that effect. It's really good. And he says in the video, a lot of the sisters that I'm talking about, I'm not talking about all black women. A lot of the sisters that I'm talking about don't want to just outright just say, we don't want you like that, because they still need us. Now, listen carefully now. They still need us. So they can't just say outright, I don't want y'all like that, because if they do, brothers will just leave. And they need brothers. So, and they don't have any viable alternatives. So my thinking with the lady from Seattle and other sisters like her is that this is wonderful. We know who they are. They're not going to cooperate no matter what. And I've heard about what the lady of Seattle, her latest antics were. And my thinking on it is this. All right, let's assume that St. Kevin just straight ripped the lady from Seattle top to bottom. Did her worse than AMS did ARC. Let's assume that's true. I'm going to grant the argument. Fine. But here's the thing, though, that the lady from Seattle never considered. And that's this. You got what you wanted. Brothers are in agreement with you. They're in agreement. Isn't this a good thing? More black men will be doing what you want.
I didn't think about it from that angle. Hold your thought on that real quick. There, I said it in the building. He said the concept of submit to a confident man only applies to top 10% of men. Those women are brainwashed to believe her earning potential is greater. No, not just their earning potential. Their current earning situation is they're brainwashing to believing that that's better. Also, like Cooper, I don't mind ladies hanging out here, but I do ask that you sort of make sense. So when you say, why do black men who don't date black women concern yourself with black women? If there's an individual in the chat who you are talking to, I ask that you put that individual's name in that comment. Don't just come to my channel in general and say that. Everybody know I'm with a black woman, a dark-skinned black woman with the damn afro. So I don't like when people just come in here and just do a broad stroke like that. I didn't say this is SYSBM channel. I don't even know if you know what the hell that is, but I don't like when people come in my chat room making a broad stroking, not making sense. So that's the type of stuff that you get you handed your hat. So all right, so make sure you're making sense. If that's an individual you're addressing, make sure you're addressing that individual. Don't just come here saying what my channel is about if you don't fucking know. All right. Try not to cuss. Even though Silent messed it up, he cussed. I should have stopped you. But all right. You make a good point. That, and keep in mind, I didn't start this show about her. She was barely in my mind. But it just if we just gonna segue there for a second, because it did make a splash. I found out about that she accused Kevin Samuels of stealing some of her talking points or whatever. And
yeah, I heard that the Beatles was going to come back from the dead and claim that he stole something from their catalog too.
Exactly. And I heard about it when O'Shea covered it, and so I guess it's making the rounds. It's in the black YouTube, black manosphere, black whatever algorithm. It's in there. So we could touch on it for a little bit, but you make a really good point. If Kevin Samuels, who at this point has the biggest, I could be wrong, but as far as I know, he has the biggest platform in all of black YouTube, because I don't pay too much attention to, let's just say the No Jumper podcast everybody made a big deal about and said, why didn't he shout out the Black Manosphere or shout out I'm like, I just watched them go live and they had like 5,000 people in there. Kevin Samuels be having 25 to 30,000. Like, he bigger than them. So he, in my eyes, he's bigger than pretty much everybody. I can't think of nobody who's black who can get a consistent 25,000 to 30,000 people in there. So if the man on the biggest platform, as far as I know, I can't think of nobody else on the biggest platform in all of black YouTubedom is echoing talking points that she said, and he's saying it to black men, if anything, she should be happy.
Yep.
She should plant her flag. Mission accomplished. She finally got through to somebody that their new their new knighted in leader is saying things that she said. She should be absolutely happy. Now, I don't even know what he said that she allegedly said, or he allegedly said that she said. I don't even fully understand, but just the mere fact that she should have no problem at all. She should be happy. She should be good.
Gives a good breakdown on it. But and for those that want to, take the time out, they can go over there and do that. But my thinking is that what this proves is that black women, like the lady from Seattle, they just don't want to cooperate, man. See, if it was really about moving the needle, she would be doing exactly what you said. Okay, excuse me. Mission accomplished. Game, set, match. It's over. The brothers got it from here. All we got to do now is wait and see. They deliver, we fall in line. What her thing was about getting recognition, getting credit. See, it's not about getting the job done. It's about getting credit. So that tells me that she and black women like her aren't interested in moving the needle. They're interested in keeping the conflict going. Because at the end of the day, what do black women like the lady from Seattle have? If it ain't conflict, what do they have? If they can't constantly be kicking up a storm about how bad black men are, what else is left?
Nordine in the building with the super chat. He says, Obsidian this right. They say don't Obsidian this right. They say they don't need us. Fine. So let those good brothers fly away and let those black women hash it out with Captain Underpants. Now, like Cooper, Nordine is somebody who you can pose that question directly to. You definitely could do that. Silent Lamont, he says, just be Bill Gates. Oh, wait. Shout out to Silent Lamont with the $2.
These last $2, I'm not gonna lose.
He says, lovely T. What about her? When she goes live, how many views? Rough, if you've just happened to catch her live stream or just see the thumbnail pop up, how many live views would you say she normally do when she go live? If she goes live? Is her platform really big? Lovely T? Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I mean, I remember I haven't seen anything from her in a while. I saw a thumbnail here and there, but I don't know if she's doing views like that. I used to, duck in and see what she was doing because I saw that she was running a professional platform, but I have no idea. I'm trying to figure out, is there anybody like YouTube that's pulling more views than Kevin Samuels? I can't think of anybody.
Well, for all intents and purposes, he's pretty much got no matter what the actual minutia of the numbers are, he's got the zeitgeist of the moment. So you can pretty much roll with that. But to go back to my other thing with the lady from Seattle, my thinking is it's wonderful. What Kevin has done is kind of like when you turn the lights on at night and you see the roaches running. It's kind of like that. He's basically thrown a light onto the black women, not all, that he's thrown a bright light onto the black women that don't want to cooperate, no matter what. And I'm okay with that. I'm like, fine. So now we know who they are. You have to be insane to want to engage them. Just mark who they are, identify them, and then go the opposite direction.
Yeah, well, I'm not in the business of trying to engage any damn body I see on the internet, but a general principle I understand. I mean, I shouldn't say anybody I see on the internet. Anybody I see in these damn YouTube streets, no, that's just not my thing. But Chief Rocket in the building. Okay, I'm hearing that she gets 15 to 20K all the time. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was just curious about that. And Kavina Man makes a fairly decent point here. He said this is a big L for the Manosphere if they are agreeing with Cynthia G. No, I don't agree with her, even though if she just when she just makes a base level point that
did he just say that?
Huh? What'd you
say that?
He said, okay, I'll read it again. That is
no, I'm asking rhetorically. You got to be careful.
I was gonna read it again, but
I mean, come on, really? My argument is very simple. Let's assume, for the sake of argument, that Kevin did a straight rip from the lady of Seattle, from the rooter to the tutor. Fine. Then isn't that a good thing?
For her, because people don't understand your argument. What he's saying is that in the event that Kevin Samuels actually did copy her, she shouldn't be upset or complaining about it. She should be saying, yes, mission accomplished. She's gotten through to them.
And the real problem.
But I tend to believe, if somebody who listens to Kevin Samuels regularly, I tend to believe he does not agree with Cynthia G.
The
on
point
the
here,
majority of things.
the point here is that the lady from Seattle just wants to fight.
Yes.
And
That
there
is
are
the point.
black people, we're focusing on black women at the moment, not all, but there are black women who at the end of the day just want to fight. They
Mhm.
don't want to move the needle forward. They don't want to actually do anything. They just want to fight. And the reason why is very simple. What else do they have? If it's not for the fight and the conflict, what else do they have? What else do they have? I'm about moving the needle. You're about moving the needle. Kevin is about moving the needle, etc. And there, to be fair, there are sisters that are about moving the needle. We just got a brand new one that just came into the Black Manosphere. You just had her on your show, and so did I, Sade. So there are sisters that are about moving the needle too. What we're going to have to do, and this is going to be hard. This is going to be very difficult for a lot of us because we all got a lady from Seattle in our family. All of us.
Hold up. Sorry about that. Well, that was a Cash App coming through. So D-Rock Dan in the building with a $5 Cash App. But you're interrupting the show. But continue. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Yeah. This is going to be hard. We're going to have to, for the brothers and the sisters that want to move forward, whatever that looks like. I'm not saying it has to be, a top-down 10-point plan per my creation. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying for us brothers and sisters that want to move forward, we're going to have to make a serious, bright line of demarcation from those sisters and brothers who don't want to move forward. And that's going to be hard because many of these people we know. They're in our families. They're in our communities. These are people in our lives. So it's going to get messy. It's going to get ugly. But we're going to have to take a step back from them and pretty much get them all the way up out of our lives. Because people like that, all they will do is try to disrupt, try to interrupt, try to destroy, try to impede, try to obstruct your progress, both individually and together with a black man or vice versa with a black woman. And again, I'm not saying we all got to, join hands, kumbaya, and go up to the sunset. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is we got to move the needle. I said it the other day. I can accept as a broad proposition that black love is over. I can accept that. Where I'm at with it is, can we at least be civil with each other? The lady from Seattle has proven you cannot be civil with her because she doesn't want civility. There are black men along the same lines. They don't want civility. They want to fight. Leave them alone to fight with each other. Leave them be. That's the reason why at this point I said everything I had to say about the lady from Seattle. I probably still got the record for all-time roast ever of her a couple years back. I said what everything I had to say. Everybody knows that when I step on the scene, she takes flight. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows I'm her intellectual superior. It's not even close. Everybody knows that. So, she has no argument for me. I come from 3 generations of competent black men, running shit, doing shit, having women submit and get on their program. I've seen it firsthand in my life. I know what that looks like. That's the reason why you don't hear me talking about submission and all that stuff. Because my position is very simple. If the lady don't submit, she got to get.
I think that's everybody's position.
Yeah, that's the reason why I don't spend a whole lot of time.
Yeah.
I do what I got to do. I'm on the job, doing what I got to do, running my home, running my business. White folks are bit players in my life. When I want white folks in my life, I will summon them and tell them what to do. And okay, you may go now, and we continue. That's it. So as far as I'm concerned, the lady of Seattle has done something great for us. She's identified herself as a disagreeable woman who, no matter what you do, she's not going to get on board. Great. Go over there. Stay over there. We're going to keep doing what we're doing. Whatever that is, we'll work it out. Brother to brother, sister to sister, brother to sister, sister to brother. Whatever we're going to do, we're going to work it out. The disagreeable sisters can stay over there. The disagreeable brothers can stay over there. They don't want to cooperate. Let them get together and be disagreeable together. Good. Good. Meanwhile, we're going to do what we do, whatever that looks like. Maybe we won't have, a great black love reunion and join hand in hand, but we will at least be civil. See, the thing I love about this Bill and Melinda Gates piece, everybody's talking about that. The thing I love about that, Bernard, is Bill and Melinda are civil to each other. They didn't have a Dr. Dre and his wife type of situation. They quietly worked it out, and they're going to quietly do what they do, and they're still going to do their humanitarian work. They ain't going to be all this TMZ stuff and all the rest of it, and they do what they do. Same thing with Jeff Bezos. You ain't see Jeff Bezos out there acting the fool out in the news, and his wife want to get this and want to get that. But not black folks. Not near black person can say that they're in a position like Bill and Melinda. Goddamn near 3 decades in. Successful children raised to adulthood. Rich as fuck. Doing humanitarian work. And still friends and colleagues. No acrimony. See, we need some more Bill and Melinda here. Doesn't mean everything works out. An unfortunate fact of life is that people break up, man. Some people just grow apart. It doesn't mean that you're cheating on them or, all this other. It's just sometimes you just grow apart, man. But that doesn't mean you have to hate each other. That doesn't mean you have to destroy each other. I'm good with the idea that we ain't going to have black love. But I'm asking, can we at least be civil? Bill and Melinda are civil. That's what I'm talking about. And it's clear that people like the lady from Seattle, no matter what you do, she does not want to be civil. She doesn't. And I'm okay with that. It's a free country. Let her be civil over there. And for brothers like her, I'm not going to say any names, but they people on her side of the fence. If we all think real hard, we can think of one in particular. His name is simple. 3 letters. I'm not going to say what it is. It's always something with this guy. Always. I mean, he just can't. He can't do anything without some type of controversy.
Mm-hmm.
At some point in your life, man, you got to say, when is enough enough?
All right. Snuggles in the building with the super chat. She said, love the T platform. Oh, yeah. Hold on.
Hi, I'm Snuggles.
Lovely T platform is very big. She has at least 10K or more, but Mr. Samuels, the past her in and the amount of people that watch every night. Shout out to Snuggles in the building with the super chat. There, I said it back in the building. Says Miss Cooper. I think he's referring to somebody in the chat. If a self-hating fence jumper has a full black daughter from previous marriage, the foolishness of sisters is a concern. Capiche. I don't know exactly what y'all got going on down there, but thank you. Oh shoot, trying to make sure I didn't miss super chats and silent. A Q called me Bernard Snake Eyes Riley, accused me of missing his super chat, but no, it's still on deck. I see Bernard Snake Eyes Riley. You need a Jarvis. I don't think I missed another one. If I did, I apologize. I try to dig it up right after I get down to the bottom of these ones. Sir Tice says over there. Yeah, go do that over there. Absolutely. Shout out to Sir Tice in silent with the
These last $2, I'm not gonna lose.
Sick Lid in the building says, Brother Xavier of the Prophet of Thought series fame says we need to be available for these women's final solution. I think he was talking about women that were personally close to him in his life. I don't think he would just ride through the community randomly paying for the funeral expenses for random old mamas. But I think these were women that were definitely close to him. And as black folks who don't have life insurance, that happens. One of the more successful person in the family got to foot the funeral expenses for people dying that can't pay $35 a month for life insurance, $50 a month, $60. Anyway, shout out to you for the $10 super chat.
What do we get for $10? Everything you want. Everything? Everything. You.
Shout out to Platinum Elite in the building. And Plat, we know you part of the $10 nation.
What do we get for $10? Everything you want. Everything? Everything. You.
Nobody talks about love around these parts. Love died with Motown. Some truth in that. Some truth in that.
Hi, I'm Snuggle.
Back in the building says Obsidian. I would like you and Ramil to do a stream about end of life care for both sides. That's kind of been done, if I'm not mistaken. They've done it separately. I think they've. I know Ramil did a stream where he was talking about that. And Obsidian talk about it all the time. He said it seems like that is where the conversation has to be. Thank you for the super chat.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Well, I think I would like to get Ramil would be excellent, but I also would like to get, if I can, a brother lawyer that is expert in those matters. You know, probate estates, common law arrangements, and that sort of thing. Who did what, who does what, and that sort of thing. So yeah, I'm trying to find a brother that's really learned in that respect. And as soon as I do, we'll set something up.
Dallas Cowboys in the building with a $3 super chat. Appreciate it. I don't got a $3 salute. I just gave you the bomb. Emancipated Negress in the building. LOL. I don't really have anything to say. Just paying for my. Yeah, you leasing the rent. You ain't said nothing crazy to lose it. You on a short leash, but okay, but you got it. You got it. That just bought you a little more time. That bought you a little more time. Appreciate you. Yeah, you gotta lease out the wrench to some of the lovely ladies. Gotta lease it out. You can't just give them a wrench. You gotta lease it. All right. Here we go. All right, moving on from the lady from Seattle. I don't wish to talk about her for more than 5 minutes. And I think that quota has been met. So moving on. Well, okay, then I guess I'll. All right. Okay, now we're done. That's it. All right. Oh wait, hold on. Justin March in the building. He said a 5. Okay. Oh yeah. Hold on. Yeah, I didn't even realize it. Yeah, it is a 5th. I was trying to figure out what was going on. It is the 5th of May. Okay. Said a 5-piece on May 5th. Right on. All right. Here we go. Let's yeah, cut it out. That wasn't funny. Cut it out.
But yeah, it's very important, man. It's very important that
what do you think about
while we move forward? It's very important. This is very important. Because as Kevin, and by extension, the Black Manosphere, and that's another separate conversation. But as he, and by extension, the rest of us continue to rise, you're going to hear more from people like the lady from Seattle.
Come on, man.
And black men as well. And it's going to be very important.
Yeah, I don't care.
To really be careful about how we navigate that moving forward. I just want to put that out there.
All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. What do you think about the concept? And I hope Kevin Samuels drive this point home here, because he was asking the question: what are women expected to give back to the community? Whenever we're going to talk about giving back to the community, and I think me and you probably agree that it's a flawed, faulty concept for a number of reasons. Got to give back to the community, but
why is it flawed?
Well, when black people,
are you saying what Kevin is saying is flawed? Or are you saying
no? I'm talking about in general when black people talk about giving back to the community, they're essentially talking about which you spoke out against the cleaner. Why you refuse to be the cleanup man? You weren't trying to go down there and clean up. I think somebody asked you to come, pick up the trash somewhere or some little place like that. Or I always reference Game Changer because he was actually on Irene Yvette's show. He took the link when there was a panel going on up there. She was talking about black male community leadership and everything that she defined as it was basically stuff that just basically helped black women be more comfortable in their single motherhood, doing stuff, picking up the cheering and doing this and doing that and taking them there and volunteering for the cheering and doing that's when people talk about give back to the community. That like I view that, okay, maybe you could help a kid, but you're throwing a rock into the Pacific Ocean and making a little splash, and then okay, great. When I talk about somebody giving back to a community, yeah, I look at it in terms of are they creating jobs for people? Are they like I look at it a lot different. Now, what Kevin Samuels was talking about is not flawed what he's doing. I'm saying in general, when black people are talking about giving back to the community, is normally what I feel it to be a flawed concept, but he was steering the conversation in a direction nobody has ever taken it. And I wanted your thoughts on that, where he was asking, what are modern women? But when he says modern women, I think we know he means black women, but you can't just put that in the title. But he's basically saying what are
we have de facto censorship these days. Go ahead.
Yeah, but he's basically saying what are black women expected to give back to the community? That was the concept that he was going. That's the path he was going down on Instagram last night. So just in general, even if you didn't see it, just at surface level, what's your thoughts on that? What are black women expected to give back to the community? Because we know it does just always seem to be brothers that they say, hey, you got to come give back. I'm joking, need water. It seems like they always say that the brothers, you got to come give back to the community. And but nobody does that with women, but it's a different concept, a different thing when you're talking about what women should be expected to give back to the community. So just what's your surface level thoughts on that, even if you didn't hear where Kevin Samuels exactly took it?
Oh, I know. I heard exactly where he took it. I was
okay
last night. I think over 17,000 live over on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
What do I think about it? I think that Kevin is about right. A lot of black women don't believe they owe. I mean, let's just get right to this, right? In their mind, the community means black men or black males. Right. In their view, they don't owe black men anything. Let's just get right to this. In their view, and in the minds of, I'm not saying all black women think this way, but I think it's fair to say at this juncture, Kevin's been doing this for a calendar year now. The numbers he's been pulling in off the chain by any standard, black manosphere or otherwise. I think it's fair to say that we have a pretty good sample size of where black women are with this. And I think it's right. I think that the ladies have spoken on this. They feel they don't owe black men anything. So I'm good with that. I'm okay with it. See, my thinking is this. Look, first of all, you know me, I deal with the science. There's a new book out by David Buss, Professor David Buss, University of Texas at Austin. I've referenced him many, many times. He's got a great new book out. And it's chock full of new research, more research. And I think that guys need to get this book. And he really nails down with the research a lot of things that we've been saying in the black manosphere for some time. For example, I'm going to be doing a podcast on this. The 80-20 rule, the idea that it's not something that's scientifically proven, that's not true anymore. We now have scientific evidence.
All right, now let me interrogate the position on that. And if you don't have it fresh right off memory, that's fine. But I do I got
the book right here. I can read it to you. Hold on a second.
Okay, great.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll find the passage. Go ahead.
Yeah, because this is the confusing part. Some people define it differently. Some people define it in terms they look at reproduction. Some people look at, or just some people just literally say 80% of the men are literally just blocked out of the mating pool. They don't get to have sex at all. The way I always find it is probably, and the way I defined it is technically not scientifically proven, far as I know. Where the way I always defined it is probably, roughly 20% or so, or 20% or so of men who kind of got it like that, who just sexually select, for lack of a better way to describe it, who could just really get on. And then there's another percentage somewhere in there, so from, I guess, from the bottom 30 up to the 79%, who, yeah, they can get sex, but they normally got to either be in a relationship or got to put in a little bit of work, or a lot of work, or just if not being a full-blown actual monogamous relationship with the woman in order to get sex. But as far as just being able to just full-blown play around, don't gotta put in no work, who just can just get it off looks, mouthpiece, swag, charm, wit, game, charisma, or whatever. Yeah, I would say I would estimate that that's probably roughly 20%. And then there's probably a bottom 30 to 20% that just can't play at all. That was how I always looked at it. But when I made a video on it a while back, I pointed out that it's not scientifically proven. It's just my views on it. Now, I know you in the book of Obsidian talked about how looking at, I forgot exactly how you explained it, but basically the stats that we all know, 50% of black men are single and childless. There's another 30% that's married, so it's roughly, that would leave roughly 20% that are out impregnating women out in the community. So there's your 80-20, and that sort of lines up with what I said because if you're talking about that 20% that's just out there just getting it in, it sort of lines up with that. You can sort of patch it together like that, and then it would leave that percentage that can get it in a relationship. They would fall right in that 30% that's married. So yeah, you can kind of parse it together, but I always felt like it was not quite proven. But if you're saying that David M. Buss put out a book that proves it more definitively, I definitely want to hear that. So but before we get into that, shout out to NYC Song Man, says salute Bernard Riley, oh man, Miles in the chat, happy Cinco de Mayo, hashtag bad boomer, everything you want. Shout out to NYC Song Man.
What do we get for $10? Everything you want. Everything? Everything. You.
Before we excuse me. We almost getting to a place where you can sneeze and cough without people trying to call the CDC on you. We almost getting there. You can almost just let out a regular sneeze or cough without being suspect. Skizzy in the building says, off topic, interlocutor is my favorite old man word. Yes. I like interlocutor, colloquy. What's the other one? It's a few of them, but yeah, definitely. Oh man got the words for us. Increasing the black male vocabulary one word at a time. Absolutely. BRN, oh man, what is it? BR, I forgot, brother. Shout out to you. Appreciate you. Osama Abdu. Definitely appreciate you. And I am struggling.
Yeah, go, man. I got $2 for you, man. I know I'm a little short, but you come
out. Even though I like the last $2, I like that one. Noradine in the building. He says, I say to those women that don't want to cooperate, go deal with those men and those bills that's impacting them. Go over there. Shout out to you, Nardine. Appreciate you. Nardine back in the building. He says, I tell those same women that want community cleanup, I just say to them, clean it up yourself. I refuse to be the clean up man. Appreciate you. Super chat. And hopefully I didn't miss anybody. I think that's it. So getting back on topic here. Obsidian was going to break down what David M. Buss put out in his latest book that proves the 80-20 rule. I'm very interested in this because I never believed the 80-20 rule to be just some ironclad thing. I just thought it was just sort of something that we kind of casually observe, but not really no scientific proof. So I'm interested. Go ahead. You got the floor. You got the mic.
Yeah, this is from his book called When Men Behave Badly. Just came out last month. When Men Behave Badly, The Hidden Roots of Sexual Deception, Harassment, and Assault. From the section in the book, Attractiveness Discrepancies in the Sexual Marketplace, on page 37. Quote, a second way in which desirability discrepancies create mating conflict centers not on men's misperceptions, but rather on the hard, cruel fact mentioned earlier. Men view many women as above threshold in attractiveness, but women tend to be attracted primarily to men in the top 20th percentile. This gives women the upper hand in the sexual marketplace. Sex differences in desirability inevitably leave many men burdened by sexual desires that they can never consummate. To modify a classic cliche, hell hath no fury like a man scorned. Continuing. A third conflict produced by desirability discrepancies is more subtle. It combines several ingredients. To men's greater desire for sexual variety and women's attraction to men in the top 20%, we must add the fact that men are willing to lower their standards for casual sex encounters when the investments, risks, and costs are low. Whereas men require women to be in the 65th percentile in intelligence for a marriage partner, for example, they will drop it to the 40th percentile or lower for a casual sex partner. So a man who is an 8 in mate value is perfectly willing to go to bed with a woman who is a 6 if doing so requires minimum investment. Men are willing to date down when it comes to sex. End of quote.
All right. How does it say? And if you don't got it right there, I don't know if you got to fumble through to find it, but how did he rate mate value?
Mate value is based on, for women, youth, fertility, beauty. For men, there's a combination of factors: appearance, intelligence, earnings, status, kindness. It's a combination of factors.
He right in line with the manosphere then. That's interesting. Okay, so I don't know the exact process that he did to confirm this, but I trust.
The book has. Let me hold on.
I'm sure they lay out the methodology pretty well in the book, but I feel like Tom Lakis, when Tom Lakis was saying that he's I forgot what he said, School of Hard Knocks or School of. He basically said Tom Lakis says he didn't study any empirical data. He just know what he know. This is what he think. This is his life. This is his view of it. His life experience, his life observation. But when he does stumble across the data always confirms what he just saw with his own eyes. And that's how I feel right now, because I've always said that, yeah, that guy who's an 8, he's going to drop down to a 6, if not lower, for a casual sex. That guy who's a 6, he's dropping down to a 4. Guys give up 2 points regularly for sex. That's why that's really my counter argument to the whole stay in your lane thing and why it's nonsense. Because I've been saying even before I had a channel, it's pointless.
Let me hang on.
Real quick, I want to finish this sentence. It's pointless to tell men to stay in their lane because men will typically stay in their lane and 2 points below it. I've been quoted saying that.
But that's the problem, though. The problem is the guys aren't getting the sex they want. So the argument is they need to stay in the long-term relationship lane. My problem with that argument is that I'll use myself. I'm a lightning rod, right? I'll use myself. What value am I getting in return? So let's say I'm a 4. I have to go to a 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking a loss.
Mm-hmm.
I'm operating at a loss.
Men will operate at that loss.
And I don't want to operate at a loss. No.
I understand your position, but what I'm telling you, most men will operate at that loss in order to just get some. Got to have it. Hashtag pussy is pussy. That's how men are operating out here, and that's what the data is showing. They will lower it down 2 points. I understand that. People like yourself, even Game Changers talks, criticizes men for that. There's a lot of people that criticize men for doing that, for lowering it down to the ground floor, because that basically just makes it that I'm not going to give women an out on this one, but in their mind, their psychology, I could stay fat, ugly, would not give a damn about my appearance, how I look. I don't gotta, try to fix myself up. I don't gotta try to get in shape. I don't gotta do this. I'm getting regular sex from a man who's more handsome than what I am pretty, who's more in shape, who's in shape compared to my overweightness. Women being able to say that, I mean, that's it's like giving a $1,500 a week unemployment check to men when they don't got a job. It's like, wait a minute.
That's the reason why I create such a lot of churn for not only some black women, but a lot of black men, because I refuse to date down. I refuse. I want equal value. You have to be on my level. I need a 1,000 word writing sample. I get paid to write. I've been writing for almost 15 years. I have a book that's bigger than David Buss's recent book that just came out a few days ago.
Obsidian, we was with you into the writing sample, but I mean, do your thing. Do your thing.
I'm dead serious when I say that. If a woman wants to get with me, I need to see a writing sample. I have to determine if she's on my level. Otherwise, she's not on my level. I write for a living. I get paid for it. I'm a published author.
All right, let me ask you this. What if she's... I don't even want to play around with this, Obsidian, because I think it's... Okay, I'll go ahead and do it. She can't produce the writing sample to your specifications, but what if her other currency, whatever you think your worth is out there, everything that you bring to the table as a man, okay, she can't match you intellectually in terms of her writing samples and all of that, but she her SMV is equal to your intellect or earnings or earning potentials or whatever. Is that a fair deal?
No.
See, that's where I can go with you.
And I'll tell you the reason why.
All right.
Because that's a proxy for general intelligence. And in our world today, general intelligence literally makes the difference, but it can literally move you into a higher tax bracket.
But why would that matter to you at 52?
I'm in the prime of my life.
I know, I get that. But at 52, in the prime of your life, you're making good money. Why does that matter to you if a woman could help you get to another tax bracket?
Because
what happened to the pleasure model? You just wanted to bend over your couch.
That was before I became a published author and then recognized thought leader.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
See, that's the other thing about this, and Buss makes this clear in his previous book, The Evolution of Desire, and in the present book, Why Men Behave Badly. Our mate value is not fixed. It can move up or down, across the life cycle. It's not fixed. So a man's status can go up. And when a man's status goes up, so does his standards.
Platinum Elite in the building with the $10 says only players or guys with mouthpiece. I said that with a lisp. Only players or guys with mouthpiece can sleep with women they want. The other men must accept what the women they can get. Platinum, stop being a pick me. All right, down. You're like, pick me. I got mouthpiece. I'm just playing. That's how y'all starting to sound. Y'all putting out y'all beacon signal as well, saying I got mouthpiece. I'm a player. I'm this. I'm that. I mean, at some point, you just being a pick me. You're just trying to be noticed by women online, Platinum. That's all that's going on here. I'm messing with you, but not really. Shout out to
what Platinum Elite says has truth in it, empirically verified. That was the point that I was reading to you from David Buss's brand new.
Oh, hold on, wait.
Behave badly. That was the whole point.
All right, so Mouthpiece is empirically verified now.
Charisma is something that's empirically verified. Verbal acuity is something that's empirically verified. And so on. So yeah, the top 20% of men, and again, we can go into the weeds of what that means, but we all have an intuitive sense of what we're talking about here. I'm only making the point that science has settled the matter. The 80-20 rule is real. It's no longer a manosphere trope. It's a scientific fact.
Oh, let me dig deeper on this one, because it said that that's what women desire.
That's right.
It doesn't say that those are the only men that's getting ass.
That's right.
Okay, so it sounds like it confirmed it more so in the way that I have more or less explained it, is that's the top 20% are the ones that more or less can, just show up. And I did conclude Platinum's part of the market. I did acknowledge that. Yeah, if you got game, swag, that's part of it. Charisma, charm, wit, charisma, or good looks, height, or whatever, or status, or money. Like, it's probably about 20% who's a combination of those things, or if you got all those things, you're really killing it. But yeah, guys who got one or two of those qualities, they probably can get on with the ladies with minimum investment. So yeah, that's true, but that doesn't mean that those are the only guys that are having sex. So that's one area where some people say that these guys are completely blocked out of the dating market. They probably are of the mating market, I should say. They probably more so blocked out of the casual sex market. They can get a girlfriend though.
For what?
Companionship and sex.
That's not worth it.
Sex ain't worth it?
No.
Regular sex?
No.
I think for most men it is.
No. Well, in Black America, we know that's not true. As a matter of fact, I just read a report from National Review. America overall has hit an all-time low of babies born. All time.
What do I got to do with it?
Well, what it has to do with it is that fewer men are bothering to even want to approach. Raise the cost.
No. That could be casual sex could still be happening, but people could be just more educated and doing it responsibly. A lack of babies don't mean that people just saying, nah, it ain't worth it to have sex with a woman.
Well, it's not worth it. Let me put it this way: it's not worth it to me.
Exactly. That's where I was going. Yeah,
I'll put it this way: it's not worth it. I have too much value in myself. If a woman ain't sexually attracted to me, I want nothing to do with her. Period. Oh, no, that's not true. I'll take that back. We can do business.
Okay, hold on. You're saying if she's not sexually attracted to you, and by sexually you mean physically.
Right off the rip, physically, sexually attracted. If that's not on the docket, I want nothing to do with her other than business. Give me money.
Okay, but what about if she's attracted to your status?
Well, high value and high sexual marketplace value are one and the same. Okay, so
you, I got what you're saying. You're basically saying that she could very well be sexually attracted to your status and your money.
Right.
Okay. All right. I thought you were just making another. I thought you was making a sharp turn in a different direction.
Actually, Ron Wills. I'm going to be doing podcasts on all this. Ron Wills just agreed with me yesterday. He said that the body game is easier to obtain than money and status. I'm glad we agree. Getting a jailhouse bod, that's why they call it a jailhouse bod, because even convicts can do it. But be high status.
Hey, that sounds like so easy a caveman can do it.
Exactly. But getting something that's getting money, being successful, getting status, that's very hard for a man to achieve. Most don't. In Black America, the average salary is like 42 grand a year at best.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and we've had a lot of debate about You know, Kevin's high value man argument, which calls for 120 minimum. See, to me, that ain't nothing but a thing. But a lot of brothers don't feel that way. They think that that's a bridge too far. I'm thinking more like at least $500,000 on average. That's what I'm gunning for.
Right on. Clue in the building when he says salute BR and O. Shut up. Wait for it. Even now in the building. I don't know who this is that she's talking about. She said, so Obsidian wants an Amal Clooney type woman. Do you know what she's talking about?
I'm not. What was that again?
The super chat that's on the screen. She says Obsidian wants an. I don't know who this woman is.
Amal Clooney is the wife of George Clooney. She's not my type, but I get her point though. Her point is somebody that's smart. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a prerequisite for me. I can't get with dumb broads.
I like a smart woman, but I can't do dumb. But I can bend on this. If you're nice and pleasant to be around, even if you're not that smart, long as you're not loud with it. Like I've dated a chick who she wasn't that smart, but she was, she was humble, peaceful, and quiet about it, and she was just generally pleasant to be around. But she was a little absent-minded. She'll cook something and then forget and leave the stove on and potentially burn the house down. Like so it's you don't want to be with a chick like that. But she was. It was smarter chicks who talk too damn much that I would rather be in the company of this not as smart woman who didn't run her mouth. But if you get a not smart woman who just can't shut the hell up, that is hell no.
Well, by definition, smarter women, as a general rule, tend to be more communicative. Mm-hmm. And even in the book that I got in front of me right now, David Buss's When Men Behave Badly, he talks about this. Men prefer women that are not as intelligent because they're not as much of a challenge. Intelligent women are more of a challenge. They are, by definition. I like challenges.
Yeah, I don't need a challenge. I don't need a woman challenging me. I don't. But I understand where you're coming from. But that's not something that I need. It's like I'm in a weird spot because I like an intelligent woman. My woman is very intelligent, but I don't know. I don't know. I gotta think on that because I do like intelligent women, but a woman doesn't necessarily. She can't be a loud idiot. Put it like that. That's where I draw the hard line. She can't be a loud idiot, but I do like some intelligence. I do like to have stimulating conversations.
These last $2, I'm not gonna lose.
Thank you, Evie, now for that super chat, and thank you, Silent, for the $2 super chat as well. Who Silent? He says, Silent says Obsidian is R.L. Stein now.
Absolutely ridiculous. I'm not a novelist.
Okay. The Golden Eagle 99 says, ask Platinum if the women he wants and gets is equal to the amount of game and mouthpiece he has. Woo, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I want 150,000. But we can start out of court right now for $20.
Man, get your.
That's a good question, Golden Eagle. That's a good question. I think Platinum responded. Shout out to Plat. He says, I get dimes. We don't believe you. You need more people. And I believe mouthpiece is one of the more important things when it comes to it, because I'm like I always said, I talked about this guy that I used to go out with. We used to hang, used to party with. We worked together. We started going out together. And like I said, he was on the shorter side of things. He was a little funny looking to me, just me personally. He had a big forehead and some weird pointy looking elf ears. I mean, he just looked like a little Keebler elf to me. But he just knew how to charm the women. So I understand. But he wasn't walking up out of there with dimes. I mean, like don't overplay your hand. Don't just say you get, like, come on, man. You know what a dime looked like. I don't need to pull up a picture of a dime. And you wouldn't be doing streams talking about what was you saying in that stream? Well, what's wrong with it? I'm not even about to break that down. Okay, Platinum, you get dimes. You get dimes. I'll let you live. Platinum get dimes, everybody. All right, he said, I get dimes because I got mouthpiece. High value men don't attract dimes. They attract 4s and 3s. Proof is Kevin's channel. No dimes, just nickels. All right. Thank you, Platinum. We appreciate the $10 super chat.
I'll be damned. I'll die and go to hell and play blackjack with the devil before I give you $10. That's what I want to know.
Shout out to Platt. I'm gonna let him live. Platt get dimes. Even though getting a dime is a very rare thing. I have no problem with saying in a crowded room I've never been with a dime. I probably can say I've never been with a 9. I've had some 8s. But I won't even say that I've been with 9s and dimes. So there's that.
I don't think
unlike most, I'm what's that word? Honest. But all right, but Platinum get dimes regularly off mouthpiece.
I don't think Platinum watches Kevin's show regularly. There are quite a few attractive women on there.
Right.
I'm not saying that the 3s and 4s aren't there. They certainly are. But the idea that that's all they are, that's not true. As for what high value men attract, well, I would suggest he needs to get out of Memphis.
Cannon Wild says, so we advocating for dumb hoes now. LOL. Hold these usher bucks though. I don't know what you mean by advocating for dumb hoes. I was just saying that she doesn't necessarily have to be able to give me a 10-page essay or what would you say, 1,000-word writing sample. No, I don't require that. I do like smart women, but she doesn't have to be to use that word again. She don't have to be a Rhodes Scholar. I mean that you know, but you can't be just some loud dumb broad. But if a chick is not that smart, but she's pleasant to be around and can conduct herself in a relationship generally like she got some sense, that's not a major problem. Shouldn't be a major problem for most guys, but I understand Obsidian's preference. And that's probably my preference too. I mean, I'm with the woman who's actually intelligent. So I'm sorting out my thoughts here, trying to figure out if I'm kind of double talking. But I don't know. But I don't draw a hard line on that. You don't got to be able to produce a writing sample. Put it like that. Golden Eagle 99. If your mouthpiece is getting you dimes, Platinum, put them on camera. If she's a dime piece, I'll donate $100 to your channel. Shout out to the Golden Eagle. Shout out to the Golden Eagle. Appreciate you. Silent Lamont in the building says, does Platinum still have his OnlyFans subscription? I'm sure he's
these last $2. I'm not gonna lose.
I'm sure Platt ain't giving up his OnlyFans subscriptions. Snuggles in the building says, Obsidian, when are you going to have an English and comprehension class so the conversations you all have can be understood in its entirety?
I don't understand what the question is.
I don't know what Snuggles be talking about sometimes, but it doesn't matter because she's Snuggles and she sends $5 super chats regularly. Shout out to Snuggles.
Hi, I'm Snuggle. Snuggly softness. That's really less expensive.
Shout out to Snuggles. Obsidian, when are you going to have an English conversation class so the conversations you all have can be heard and understood in its entirety? I think she's trying to say that you have an extensive vocabulary, and I think that was a de facto way of her giving you a compliment, saying that some people don't understand you because you speak and use big words and I don't know. I think it may have been a compliment in there, but who knows? Okay. But shout out to Snuggles, appreciate it.
Thanks, I think, and I've always done that. That's not nothing new. I've been doing that ever since I was a kid.
Sick Lid in the building says Golden Eagle, Evie, and Jessica X are dimes in my book. You've never seen either one of them, but anyway, Shout out, shout out to the Golden Eagle with the $10. I mean, not Golden Eagle, Sick Lid with the 10.
What do we get for $10? Everything you want. Everything? Everything. You.
I enjoy Kevin channel. Shout out to Platinum Elite. Says I enjoy Kevin channel, but I share his frustration with the women who think they can get a high value man. They are way out of pocket and lower end females who need to come to you and get some of that mouthpiece. All right. Shout out to Platt. Hey, I appreciate you coming through, Platt, man. I appreciate you. W. Alfonso in the building.
These last $2, I'm not gonna lose.
Solo Traveler in the building says, coming from a passport, bro, I'm still waiting for PUA coaches to show receipts.
There's a lot of them that do. Mystery showed all kind of receipts. There's a lot of PUA coaches that do that. So I'm not sure exactly what he's talking about.
Complex Design, shout out to you, man. I owe you a phone call. I remember you text me. I forgot to get back to you, and then out of sight, out of mind. But I'm gonna hit you up later today. I have to write that down so I be forgetting so much stuff. But shout out to Complex Design. I'm gonna hit you up later today. I'm like a week late. Sorry about that.
But anyway, yeah. So the science is settled now. The 80-20 rule is scientifically proven, verified, documented, and it's no longer a manosphere trope or talking point. It's a matter of scientific fact. So my point that I was getting at in relation to what you were saying, Bernard, is that in the 21st century, where we have examples, for example, people get married, and I'm speaking of really what I'm talking about is the upper middle class, hedonic marriage and stuff like that. If you're in the lower classes, and this is going to be harsh to say, if you're in the lower classes and there isn't any just straight up animal magnetism attraction going on, there really isn't any need to get together. And this is reflected in the statistics among the working classes and lower, both black and white. The divorce rate is very high. The marital rate is very low. That's a reflection of the fact that you really don't need to get together in that sense. So going to your argument about, yeah, you got this 20% of guys, but then you got this other percentage of guys who can get a girlfriend. You really don't need that anymore. And my point about the fertility rate falling is that it is, though it is an indirect or imperfect measure, it is a or an index or a window into where we're headed. As a matter of fact, I plan to have Dr. Buss back on the show. I interviewed him like 5 years ago. Wow. And I plan to have him back. And this is going to be one of the things I want to talk with him about, that I think we're headed. And I think Black America is the canary in the mine on this. In a lot of ways, Black America is already there. And I think the rest of the country is going to follow, which is you have a small group of black men who are doing the lion's share of siring the children, and a much larger group of black men who are not.
Well, see, here's the problem with, I mean, you said a lot of things that I got questions about, but yeah, if it's 20% of black men who are siring a lot of children, well, okay, the 30% that are married are siring children as well in the context of a marriage. So that's still, we're talking 50% of the men doing the siring of the children. So
actually, that's not true, because
the married men aren't having kids.
No, they're doing it at a smaller rate.
Okay,
they're doing it at a much smaller rate.
Mm-hmm.
So we are heading into a period where, or no, let's scratch that. In Black America, we are already in a situation where basically we're seeing dysgenic breeding patterns taking place, and there's a real question here. I mean, I wrote a column which will be in the Book of Obsidian Volume 2 as a standalone chapter, and it revisits this whole notion of whether men and women can be friends. And the science is pretty conclusive on this. In the main, notable exceptions notwithstanding, among straight men and straight women, the answer is no. And moreover, non-select, it was a vindication. My column is a vindication of the non-select model, which is attributed to Ron Wills. I appropriated it and took it a step further in the Book of Obsidian. Did you know that Coach Corey Wayne has nearly 40 videos about how to get out of the friend zone? 40 videos.
I didn't know that. No.
40. That's just one dating coach on YouTube. One. Now think about all the dating coaches on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, talking to guys about how to get out of the friend zone. Fellas, you need to understand something. Your chances of getting out of a woman's friend zone has an 80% failure rate. 80%.
So you're telling me there's a chance. No, just playing.
Right. Exactly. 80%. A 1 in 5 chance of you getting out. Yes, that's the 80-20 rule yet again. Empirically, scientifically proven. The vast majority of guys, black women, in this case black, women do not see in a sexual way. They do see you in a friendly way, at best. I say it's time that we accepted this and move on.
What do you mean by hold on, wait, hold on. What do you mean by accept it and move on?
You're not gonna get the panties, man. That's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
No. If you're in the friend zone, yes. But I'm taking what you're saying now and mixing it with some other things you're saying it's not worth it.
It's not.
Casual sex. If you lower
not with a woman that you don't want. Why would you want to bang a woman that you don't want to be seen with in public? I don't.
Okay. So this is where I'm going with it. It's almost. I'm just going to skip to the end. It sounds like you're saying that unless you're getting, top of the top up here, whatever, boycott sex.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that this is a great opportunity. See, women need men more than women than the other way around. Let me read something to you that I just found online. And I'm going to include this. I didn't include it in my original.
All right, before you read that, it's a few things. I don't want to lose some super chats here, but I do want to respond to this because somebody responded to something that you said. You talk about broke people getting together. Somebody said, false Obsidian, if you're broke, you need to get together. The most 35K plus 35K is 70K and a decent life. And also, what I do want to say, Kevin Samuels is ultimately advocating for something similar too. Well, he's trying to talk women down from the ledge of thinking that they could get more, and them understanding that yes, them putting a 35K with some a black man's 40K is going to increase the probability that they don't die alone and that they could survive from the time that they stop working at 55 at 60, and if they live to 80, that'll increase the probability that they'll be able to actually survive and function. But so Kevin Samuels is ultimately advocating for average people to figure it out, even though the current data is showing that they're clearly not.
And that's my point. I'm glad you said that. You just took the words right out of my mouth. First, I'm not focused on what people should do. I'm focused on outcomes, what actually happens. The outcomes I'm talking about can be empirically validated. Charles Murray, Coming Apart, The State of White America, 1960 to 2010. You can look it up for yourself. The divorce rates are much higher in the lower classes than they are in the upper classes. That's a fact. Also, the marital rates. We can debate whether people should do it or not. The simple truth is, and Kevin Samuels has talked about this himself, many women, in this case black, they're okay with taking a lower standard of living. instead of doing something pragmatic and getting with the regular guy. They don't want it.
I know, man, but a big part of what he's doing is really walking them through the full ramifications of their decisions, which is a good thing. Which is a good thing.
I say we need to go to the end game, and me and him think a lot alike. So we're both in that same track. We're talking about the end game, and that's something I want to talk with David Buss as well. When I have him on the show, is we need to talk about some new challenges. His book is essentially inspired by the Me Too movement, and Me Too is pretty much done at this point. So we need to, and it's hard to, being a writer myself, and it's really fast-paced social media environment. It's very hard to, write something that is in the moment and that can project, into the future. It's a very hard thing to do. So I have a lot of empathy for Dr. Buss on that point. But we do have to move forward. And I think this may be the first time in history, human history, where women could, indulge their desires, but at the same time, they have to consider the very real downsides. And that's something I want to talk with him about. But what I wanted to say was, in today's world, there really is no need. If you're a non-select guy, first of all, like I said, the science, 80% failure rate of getting out of the friend zone. 80%. Okay. In other words, and no disrespect to Coach Corey Wayne, he ain't never done nothing to me. But all of these dating coaches talking about how you gonna get out of the friend zone, forget it. You're wasting your money and your time.
Wait, is his videos about how to get out of those, 40 videos how to get out of it, or 40 videos about not accepting it, not staying in it, avoiding it?
Yes, all of it. And mainly a lot of it about how to get out of it. I'm telling a lot of guys, the science, man, is pretty straightforward on this. That was one of my motivations for tossing my hat into the dating coach arena. I want to help black men with science, not my opinions, not what I think, not what I heard, not what my little parochial experience has been. Science.
All right, real quick, hold your thought, because I got super chats on the table. It says, who we got? We got Ace and the Art says, what do you call a guy who gets approached by average 5, 6, and sometimes 7s? You lost me when you're talking about guys getting approached. Most guys don't get approached. Platinum thinks black women are dimes. So what he says is somewhat I think, I do honestly believe any chick that's messing with him, she a dime because she giving him pussy. I don't know if that's what Platinum really think. That's just my thoughts on Plat. Shout out to Plat though. Charles Merchant in the building. He says, I forgot Platinum is from Memphis. Stacey Abrams is a dime to him. Shout out to Charles Merchant. Appreciate you.
What do we get for $10? Everything you want. Everything? Everything. You.
Trucker, the friend zone is like Superman Phantom Zone. Appreciate the
These last $2. I'm not gonna lose.
Also, who do we got in here? Got Sunjata Reborn. He says, if you are willing to be a duck, you can get out of the friend zone. What do you mean willing to be a duck? Do you mean cuck? I don't know what you're talking about there. You know what he's talking about? Is that a term?
No, I don't know.
Is that a pickup term? I don't know about if you're willing to be a duck.
I have no idea what that means.
I don't know. That's a new one on me. Even if he even if he said cuck, that still don't. That still don't line up. Okay, Platinum Elite in the building with another one. He says, ask for the sex, no friend zone after that. That is correct. That is absolutely correct. Platinum. I've done that. I've done that. I've put a hard offer on the table and she disappeared. Yeah, that's
I'm about to say, thank you. In most cases, exactly. So my thinking is, let's move the conversation forward. This was inspired by an 11-year-old clip of Steve Harvey, right? And the fact that it
Hold
was
on, well, we probably should
reignited-
save that, and we should probably save. Well,
Well, I mean, we could talk a little bit about it here, and then we can do it
all right.
Friday. It was reignited again on the internet, which tells me that we haven't moved on. And I got to focus this on the fellas on this one. You know, a big part of life is accepting it for what it is, not what you want it to be. And I think it's time for a lot of guys, the non-select guys, just get right to it. The non-select guys to accept a lot of black women don't see them in that way. And that's okay. Because there's a great opportunity for you to get paid. You can make money. Black women may not see you in a sexual way, but they do see you in a non-sexual way, a way that they need. They need drivers. They need handymen. They need companions. They need therapists. They need bodyguards. Why not get paid? Get paid for your non-sexual time. Why not? Women get paid for their sexual time. Brandon Rashad just talked about this recently. He went to try to hook up with an IG model. She stopped him dead in his tracks talking about, what you gonna give me? I don't see any problem with a brother being paid for his non-sexual companionship because women need a lot of it. And my position is I'm the best platonic friend money can buy. Because they said if you're good at something, never do it for free. The Joker said that. We all remember that. If you're good at something, never do it for free. A lot of non-select guys are wonderful platonic friends. That's the reason why black women love them so much. Get paid for it. You should be getting paid for it. They want to use you for a savings and loan. You need some collateral up front plus 20% interest. They want somebody to hang out with them at the Delta Sigma Theta social. Charge them $150 an hour. You'll be there plus one for $150 an hour. They need a bodyguard, no problem, $50 an hour. They want to talk to you about how that so and so ain't sugar on the iced tea after he done blew her back out yet again. Therapists range anywhere between $102 an hour or $200 an hour.
I think being a bodyguard should probably cost more than being the plus one at the social.
Actually, a bodyguard services is between 25 and 30 base, but they do go from there. Oh, and for the ladies that want a lot of information about how men think in a dating context, you can charge anywhere from $100 to $1,500 an hour. What do you think I'm charging? It's time we got paid for our non-sexual companionship, fellas. There's an opportunity here. There's an opportunity for non-select guys. Because let's face it, a lot of non-select guys are known for our smarts, for our ability to solve problems. You don't think women don't know that? It is not an accident, the men that a woman has in her life. They are not happenstance. It's not by accident. It's very much deliberate by design. So charge them. Now, we know that a lot of black women are broke. We know that. So expect a lot of black women to just disappear. Good. They're out of your life. Good. I am like the Mandalorian on this thing. My price is high. And women need us a lot more than we need them. I can prove it. I can prove it. Women need men a lot more than the other way around. So they want a therapist, if they want a companion, a plus one, if they want a bodyguard, if they want a handyman, they want a personal driver, charge them. And make sure you get your money up front because a lot of black women are hellified deadbeats. Get your money up front. Charge them. Cash app. Cash app me. Isn't that what a lot of women do? A lot of women, you want to talk to them, you got to cash app them. If you want to talk to me, you got to cash app me. Here you go. Cash app, boom. And charge them by the hour. Women have every right to determine when, who, when, under what circumstances, and how they have sex with. No argument there. And non-select guys have a right to determine who, when, and under what circumstances they spend their non-sexual time with. Now, we can agree to that. We Gucci.
All right. Shout out to oh wow, he's saying something interesting there. He says only attractive black woman I've seen is Beyonce's cousin in the blue dress. She actually looked better than Beyonce. Obsidian would agree. Would you? Or do you even know who he's talking about?
Only attractive people was Beyonce. I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, I don't know who Beyonce's cousin. He's talking about Beyonce's BBW cousin in a blue dress. Have no idea who that is. I need to. Don't just assume everybody saw everything that you saw. But shout out. I am about to look up Beyonce's cousin in a blue dress right after I read these super chat. Mr. Chain Bitches, stop being her friend and leave. That's the way out. You must have typed that before Obsidian laid out the grand master plan on
these last $2. I'm not gonna lose.
Shout out to Jason Johnson says, Shorty thought she was going to friend zone me. I told her she going to have to walk home. Panties came straight off. Interesting. And
by the way, Jason is right. That was the time-honored deal. You know, you slip off the panties and I give you non-sexual stuff. That's what the basis of male-female interaction.
You said she slip off the you said she slip off the panties and you give her non-sexual stuff. Is that what you meant to say?
Yeah, that's the time-honored deal. But in
whoa, the panties are off. What do you mean non-sexual?
I said the panties come off on her end, and I give non-sexual stuff.
Okay, all right. After the sex has happened, then you go forward and give. Okay, I got you.
Time-honored deal.
I got you.
That's what marriages. That's what relationships are. But it's clear in our world today that a lot of women they really don't want to do that because they're able to take care of themselves. I'm only giving them look, there's a great market need for non-sexual male companionship. There's a huge market for it. There's already an outfit right now operating in the United States called Renogen. There's nothing what I'm saying here is not something that can't be done. You can do it on your own. We talked about starting a business. You can do this on your own individual level. You can rent your non-sexual companionship services part-time. Yeah, you can do it part-time.
Platinum Elite in the building. He says personal driver and bodyguard service, a pseudo pimp costs more than $50 an hour. Yeah, I don't know too much about the pimping business, but I used to always say, just in the back of my mind, just spitballing on that one, is that the pimp is being overpaid because he's essentially security. I think if the women were smart, they would be like, no, I'm paying you the security guard fee rate instead of him getting all the money and giving her the little small crumbs of it. Like, no, okay, but anyway, but I guess they're not that damn smart. But anyway, yeah, but if they were smart, then yeah, that's what they wouldn't have a pimp. They would just hire a bodyguard and give him 15%. Anyway, I've always said that, but anyway.
So yeah, I mean that's and to go back to the give back to the community argument, it's very simple. If women need, a Pee-wee league a football coach, get paid. Don't do it for free. If she needs, somebody to essentially a de facto big brother to her kid or whatever, get paid. Don't do it for free. If they need a community cleanup, no problem. We'll do it. Get paid. Don't do it for free.
Jockey's Retro in the building says, sounds good in theory, but why would they all of a sudden start paying when they've been getting it for free? But if men as a collective, I mean, I'm not real big on this, but overall, if men as a collective just stop doing the friend zone stuff, and then women start losing their shit because they're not getting all their little emotional tampon needs met, and guys said, okay, I'll do it. $50 an hour. $50 an hour. Yeah, I'll come. You can come You can come lay on my shoulder and talk to me about whatever bullshit you need to get off your chest.
That's been blowing your back out. Sure, I'll listen to you.
Yeah.
I charge more than that. I got to get more than $50 an hour. The going rate for a therapist, fellas, the average going rate is $100 to $200 an hour. There you go. So we'll split it down the middle, 150, and I need it up front. Cash App, and we'll arrange a time. You get you a schedule book, and they talk for an hour about how they ain't shit so and so that they just can't get finished bouncing up and down on ain't this and ain't that. Okay, I'll listen to you. 150 an hour. Here's my Cash App.
Sunjata Reborn says black women will marry cucks or stepdaddies. That is the way out of the friend zone. No thanks.
Oh, and by the way, going back to Jacques for a moment, do not underestimate the power of the black manosphere. Okay? Don't underestimate it. See, I know what a lot of guys are thinking. Well, we still got all these simps. Don't underestimate the power of the black manosphere and the ability of our ideas to spread. Don't underestimate it. Walt Disney said it best. It all started with a mouse. Things can happen very quickly these days. Ideas could spread like wildfire. Think about it. But it's contingent on you accepting. See, this is what a lot of brothers don't want to accept. They don't want to accept. This is the reason why I mentioned Coach Corey Wayne. 40 videos about getting out of the friend zone. Think about that for a minute. See, a lot of guys don't want to accept the truth. If you can accept that she just don't see you that way sexually, but she does see you non-sexually, there's a great opportunity. You can get paid. See, what a lot of guys think they can do is they can just be, just great non-sexual friend to her and then flip it into a sexual thing. No, that's not true. Not going to happen. All you do is just make yourself even more and more mad, mess around, be a mode 4 misogynist. You don't want to do that. Instead, get paid. Get paid. This is a great opportunity to get paid. Whatever talent you got, there are women that want it. Believe me, sit down and think about it. Think about all the women that you wanted to bang something hellacious and she didn't, but she wanted you around. Ask yourself, why was that? And then write it down and then find out how much the average cost is for that service and then kick it up about another 20% and charge them. Cash App. And trust me, there'll be quite a black women call Kevin's show all the time trying to get free shit out of him. We've all seen it. And what does he do? Shut their ass right down. Madam, we're not talking about your personal problems. We're talking about the topic. You're not here to talk about the topic. I'll bid you good night. So for the ladies that you say, okay, you need thus and so non-sexually. Okay, here's my rate. They don't want to pay it. On to the blocked. On to the next. More black men need to start doing this, man. But you have to accept the situation. Most black women are not sexually attracted to most black men. That's not the problem. The problem is that too many black men don't want to accept that and act accordingly. See, I accept it. So they're going to pay for my non-sexual time. They're going to pay me or they're going to get the fuck up out of my face.
Right now, people, I am dropping in the chat the link to Obsidian's premiere right now because we're about to wrap this on up and y'all can go over there and check out Obsidian's premiere, dropping the link to that right now. We're about to wrap this bad boy on up. Obsidian, don't go nowhere because I do need to talk to you about something in the back chat when we get out of here, but make sure y'all head on over there and check out the old man real quick. All right, the link is in the chat. And with that said, thank you to everybody who came through today, whether you hit the Cash App, the Super Chat, the like, the share, subscribe, however you supported the show in any way, shape, or form. I definitely appreciate you coming on through. I appreciate the Patreons that are scrolling down there at the bottom. I didn't even make it to the bottom of the list to show the last few, the most recent Patreons right there. Shout out to all of y'all that have been jumping on board. The Patreon page is growing, so I appreciate everybody. And with that said, we are out of here. Peace.
Thank you.